Starting to the top right, Zerg player for the StarTale team. He just took down a Protoss versus Zerg specialist. Can he win against the second one? This is
StarTale Life.
Life is good.
Life will always find a way. Starting to the bottom left, we have his opponent. This is, of course, for Soul.
Soul Deer.
Formerly STX.
Yeah, formerly STX Soul.
Did you see the mother cat image?
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
But I could not really read, and I actually mean I could not read what it was like. What was that about? Like, I saw the image and I couldn't make sense of the image. What was?
I think somebody just thought it was funny. I don't think there was like a story.
The first thing that I thought was in my mind when I actually saw it was like, what did Elfie do now?
I do not know what the story was. I just saw the image, and I know those things, you know, when you're surfing Reddit or you're surfing the internet, and you just like see an image and you go, huh, like at your phone, your computer, that's all you can do. Like, that's what I had. You know?
I can see you sitting in front of your computer and you'd be like, huh.
Yeah. It's pretty amusing, and you're like, huh, I get what they're doing there, yeah. And you just scroll to the next page.
That's a wolf sound right there.
Is he gonna try cannon here? I mean, he saw the pool. I think he's just trying to fake it. He's trying to draw drones down the ramp.
I don't think it's gonna work, but we know that things like this work only if your name is SOS.
Yeah, he's not SOS, so he like looked at his name tag in game and he was like, oh yeah, I'm not SOS, and he decided not to do it.
You know what that sound actually reminded me of? I was like, I had something in my head and I couldn't put my finger on it, but it sounds like Sheldon. That's a Sheldon sound right there. You and Sheldon.
Well,
I know you don't watch Big Bang Theory. By the way, you should, but that's a Sheldon sound. That's when Sheldon makes a joke and realizes it was funny.
All my Korean friends are telling me to watch that show because it's like super popular in Korea right now for people, especially studying English.
I am pretty sure that also all your American friends are gonna tell you to watch Big Bang Theory.
Oh, they told me and they showed it to me, and I just wasn't feeling it. Maybe I should give it another shot.
You're Sheldon 2.0. That's why you don't find the show funny.
Well, I don't like ice cream either.
Yeah, proving my point.
I'm scared of fruits.
AKA you're weird.
My throat has late reactions to peanuts.
Late by 45 minutes.
We have a gas and a third hatch here for Life, playing it pretty. I would say pretty standard, pretty safe. But you know what's weird about this game is we have a forward fastest span from Deer. We just don't see this all too often anymore. But this map is great for it. It's super easy to wall. And I guess that's the reason why.
So far, the game is actually really standard. The third base coming up, and you would expect it. The Forge Expand that we have coming in, a 14 pool here for Life that goes straight into the hatch then. So very, very standard. A little bit of a quicker gas than you would usually get with this build, but Life wants to have the map presence and also a few links to just poke and make sure that there are no additional probes on the map. Map control really important with this style. But I feel that in a more drawn out scenario, Life is the one who will have a slight advantage over it. I feel if you play a standard game against Life in any given matchup, makes it a little bit more likely that you will be the one who is going to have a huge problem later on in the game.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Life, on the other hand, is making 22s early right now. Looks like he wants to just try to find an opening here. He's hiding them well. And we're going to have probably a sentry drop, so this could get really weird. He could also try to pull an old parting, but I don't think so. I think this is going to be a sentry drop, and this could get crazy. He needs to make sure that his sentries do not overextend your...
If that sentry, does not close this gap, oh my god, that would be game immediately.
He keeps walking these sentries out a little bit. He's about to give me a panic attack. It is going to be Immortals, actually, which is completely useless against this.
This is one of those builds that you can just go for, and that's exactly what Life does. He's going for the YOLO build. He's just trying to bait them out. Oh, and there's the gap, and he's in, and this is game. Oh, not yet. There's a force field.
One force field hits. Game comes in a few seconds. Most likely here, the Immortal looking a little bit awkward on top of the cliff. Pylon is down. He needs more force fields. He gets one more.
He's supply blocked. The Protoss player can't build anything right now. Where are the force fields? He's going for the chrono boost, but that forge is getting really low. Here comes the Mothership Core. Not enough energy, and Life is going for the whole position on the probes. Is only delaying him a little bit, and the Zerg player is annihilating everything. StarTale takes the 3-2.
3-2 coming in here, and goodbye, Immortal. Mothership Core not even enough energy for an overcharge. The Gateway getting low on hit points here. One more sentry pops out to look cute and then explode. And
well, actually at this point, to be honest, the Harvester count is the same, so a little bit too fast here because we have double cannon. Can he take those cannons out? Where are the rest of the units? He can't get anything. Here come those sentries. He's getting them in now. One cannon down, second cannon about to go down. Great force field being used. That is actually like really well done. The Harvester count going down for the Protoss player, but he's not dead yet.
And the Gateway survives too, so he still has 4 Gateways. And he saves a few more of these probes. He needs to save the sentries, though. I mean, he would like to. He loses one. What? Does he hold here? I mean, he's certainly going to survive a few seconds longer. Another force field. And even the overcharge arguably a bit premature there.
He will hold for now. The problem is that he's already down in the Harvester count. When I said earlier, I really thought that Life was already done with it, but then I looked at the Harvester count and realized that Life had a few less Harvesters than I actually thought. The Protoss player can hold here. The problem is, did he lose too much? Because Life is going to drone up, but Life also doesn't have tech.
Good force field here. The overcharge still participating. The Immortal needs to come down and help out. The sentries look like they will fall, but Life is going to lose every advantage that he had with map control here by trading these Zerglings away. He's got another wave ready to go. Needs to pull that sentry back.
But that's a lot of gas that he lost here.
Yeah, that was a ton of gas, and resources lost.
He lost his core as well. Keep that in mind. Or did he? Like, he lost the core, right?
I think he rebuilt it. Yeah, he rebuilt it. No, he never lost it, actually. My mistake.
No, he lost the forge and rebuilt the forge.
Yes, that's what happened. So he never got +1.
When that second cannon went up, that was really what he needed. That was really what he needed there. With the second cannon, he can do a lot against the Lynx. I really thought Life had more Harvesters, but now he has a pretty huge lead in the Harvester count. Keep in mind that he also has 3 bases, so even though he doesn't really have a lot of tech, with a triple mineral line that he can saturate, his economy is great.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of larvae as well. Now that Warp Prism has started, it was never going to be a Warp Prism in the first place. He was making Immortals instead, but those are no longer as useful. So Warp Prism here could be kind of tricky, could do some damage. He has a few sentries floating around that low on hit points, but are starting to build their energy back up. And he's going to scout the lair timing with this. Very nicely done.
Yeah, but that game is definitely not over. Life is still in a decent spot here. The tech is one of the things where he has to be careful, and with the Warp Prism, of course, it's now time for Deer to be aggressive if he wants to. But at the same time, the Zerg is on 3 bases, gets now a macro hatch, has the +1 on the way, roaches, decent creep spread on the map, like really solid creep spread, gets into the nearly into the main base. That would have been a really good scout and an important one too. But still, Life's position is really good. There's no high attack for the Protoss player.
He also saw the Warp Prism, so he has roaches in the main waiting. Just saying, drop those sentries. I am so ready for those.
Twilight Council is coming in now, but we also have the Hydra Den being built.
Yeah, Blink may be the follow-up here, considering this is not going to work at all. He's not even going to drop them. That would be suicidal. He could try to stop that tumor, but doesn't even do that.
Yeah, really good creep spread for Life, and he is just taking the lead in this game. The attack did a lot of damage earlier. He killed a fair amount of Harvesters. Like, in total, he took down 29 probes. And that was kind of the most important part. Taking down the probes, taking down the forge, killing those pylons, supply blocking his opponent, making sure that he can't just get his Harvesters out. The one advantage that Life really had after this attack was stopped is that he could just use all his lava to get the drones out immediately. Like, bam, instantly. And for his opponent, he still had chrono boosts to be used if he had the energy, so that was one of the biggest problems that he had to deal with here.
Yeah. Nice attempt to snipe the probe here. Third base will go down, but Life has really already gotten his economy to where it needs to be. He's got a powerful group of units ready to come down and say no to this third base.
The problem really at this point is, what is Dia going to do against Hydras? There is no charge that he could use against Hydras. Even if he had charge, there are Lings and also Roaches at the front. There is no Colossi, there are no Storms, there's no nothing. He doesn't really have an answer to them.
No, he does not. I mean, Blink is going to help. +2 is going to help. Force fields are going to help.
Yeah, great force fields. If he has perfect unit control, then he might be able to do this. But now from 2 angles, the units stream in here. That third base, that's what he's aiming for. The Zerglings rushing in. The range for the Hydralisk is done. Of course, the Immortals helping out against those Roaches, but the third is now very much exposed.
Hydras take out the last of these sentries. Third base, like you said, exposed, and the angle was the best part here. You could force field sometimes against units coming down one ramp, but from these two sides and how late his reaction was, just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, Life was not able to close out the game immediately, but the position that he found himself in after it was just too great. He was already on 3 hatches against 2 bases, droned up, and the inevitable GG. Well done.
Well done indeed. A great strategy. He broke through, did a lot of damage. Nice hold at the end of the day, but you know, Life just already had that advantage that he needed. He did enough damage to the probe count to transition with the third hatchery. It was not a 2-hatch one, not like you would see against MC sometimes by Leonot, but the triple hatch.
If he wouldn't have lost this many probes, then Dia would have probably been able to stay in the game, but his lack of tech was an issue. And the only thing that he could do was try to utilize the robotics that he had, and he tried to do that with a Warp Prism, but without a drop at the ramp and a force field, there was nothing he could do. Life saw it early, positioned his units, and when he saw an attempt to get a third base, he knew there was no high attack, and he just moved in with Hydralisk. There was no answer by Dia. So the aggression for Life paid off. Not right at the time, but the position that he found himself in afterwards was just way too good.
Yeah. And now it's time for the final Soul player.
Yeah,
and I think they have to put Haiva out here.
It's time for the revenge match.
Exactly. See if Haiva can get those lucky hits that he got before, or try to play straight up against one of the best CVZ players that the world has ever seen. Yeah, he's not as dominant as he was before, but Life is a great Zerg vs. Zerg player. He has the momentum right now. And we're going to take a look at some footage from that last game, I guess, of the almost hold here.
Yeah, we're waiting for... there comes the Overlord. That's what they wanted to take out. That's why the sentries were all the way to the back. And that was the time when I didn't even see the sentries and was going for the, okay, GG over. Because I thought the sentries were actually outside. But the sentries just get the force field in. And these clutch force fields were the only reason why the game didn't end right there.
Yeah, had he not had those, this would have been already over.
If all the Zerglings get in, it's over. But at this point, it's already just... Like, look how much stuff goes actually down. The pylon is dead. He's supply blocked. He can't build anything. He's going to lose the +1 attack upgrade with a Forge. If the Forge survives and the attack upgrade gets out, then he can deal later on with the Zerglings much easier since he has the +1 zealots. But that was not the case. So, way too strong a position. And now, Life... I mean, in my brain, it's already Life against Haiva. I don't think there's any other player that they will send out right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's nobody.
Yeah, Life was not happy when he lost to Haiva in the third round of the Challenger League. He was not happy at all. So I feel that's going to be a really good match for him.
Yeah, there's a story there. You know, they have history. So that's what I'm hoping happens. I'm pretty confident that Haiva is going to be the player who comes out, but it would definitely make for a good story. And Life may have his revenge today, and not only take the win for his team, but really re-legitimize himself for the GSTL, because he has been having a rough time in the past few months.
I mean, he already took down 2 Protoss players, and both of them with really good win ratios in the matchup. So it's not like he went up against a Protoss that is really struggling in the matchup. One of them, Trap, has nearly an 80% win ratio. Dia has 70% still. That's pretty insane, especially if you consider that they only went up against Korean players and weren't participating in any foreign offline tournaments. So, really good point here. Life making happen a lot, and I actually think at this point StarTale should just keep him flying every single time they have a match. If he's a little bit tired, he's apparently at his best. I don't know.
You know, sometimes your adrenaline can kick in when you're feeling a little bit tired, so that might be something that could come into play. I also wonder what map we're going to have, because
I want Fruitland.
I don't think it's going to happen today.
I don't think it's going to happen either, but I would love to see Fruitland.
I want
those lemons.
Who's going to get the lemons first?
Yeah, we're still waiting for them to be harvested in this GSTL season so far. The teams are always dodging the lemons.
They haven't even attacked the lemons yet.
Yeah, the only one that attacked the lemons so far was MMA, and he didn't really understand the concept.
Yeah.
he attacked the wrong lemons.
He had the lemon in his hand outside of the booth.
But I think at this point he actually holds the most promising position for the title of having the best ceremony this season.
People need to get on that because this is...
Yeah, thinking about it, he has the best one right now.
Oh, for sure. I mean, where's Mad Bull now?
Where's Mad Bull when you need them? He needs to show some leg.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the final decision here has been quite a difficult one.
It actually shouldn't be. I mean, they had an entire game to think about who they are sending out there, and maybe we have some last-second changes.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm thinking. All right, we're going to find out right now. Who is it? Who's it going to be? Is it Haiva, as everyone predicts, or are they throwing us a curveball? Let's find out.
It's going to be Alvin the Chipmunk. Going straight to the match, by the way. Haiva, of course, being the pick. We have no break since we had that delay earlier. And... yeah, he just has unfortunate camera shots today. He looks the entire time like he's tearing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have a ZVZ, we have Haiva coming in. It's the Alvin Chipmunk, and let's see what he can do here against Life. It's gonna be a grudge match.
It is. It's time for revenge, maybe, for Life. Or is Haiva going to shut him down yet again? Even if he does, he has to kill another player. So, definitely a good position for StarTale right now, but Life did lose last time. And we don't have our map just yet. So,
the Fruitland hopes are still alive.
They're still alive.
The dream is still going strong.
I was going to say the exact... You took the words right out of my mouth, man. The dream is still alive.
Well, Life lost the last time 1 and 2 against Haiva.
Lobby's loading. It is... Polar Night. Polar Night is our map. A map that I always get confused with Frost because the names are so similar.
Haiva has a 50% win ratio in the matchup. And
that kind of sums up some of his playstyle too, 50-50.
Yeah, 50-50. Toss that coin. Now, if you watch the match that I'm talking about at the third round of the WCS Challenge League, you know what I'm talking about. Haiva went from all in to all in to all in, and Life kind of held all of them and then made a misclick and lost the game. It was only one of the maps, but it was the most traumatizing one.
Well,
but that's the thing
map
about
before,
Haiva.
He got so lucky. Yeah, the map before he got so lucky with hiding his Zerglings, Life didn't see them, and it was definitely a rough day for Life. And Haiva having some good luck there, some good fortune. Bomber and Curious, our first 2 eliminated players, not looking so sad anymore now that Life is wiping the board clean. Can Life win this time? If he does, he's already, for me at least, kind of revitalized his significance in the GSTL. But to take the 3-kill here and to defeat Soul would not only be great for his team, great for the Indicator, but great for him as a player, really for his confidence being here in the GSTL. He's been doing well overseas, not so much in Korea.
Yeah, Life at this point really needs to make that work for his team. I feel it's going to be really grim if he doesn't win here. Haiva has shown his potential already once in the first day that they played, the first GSTL day. Now he's going up against Life, but Life is he's a beast, and he just showed that. If he's on a roll, then he is just killing players left and right, and that's what we saw today. 2 Protoss already. Did a good job at DreamHack. And going up against now a fellow Zerg player, and also the last player for the Soul team.
Yeah. The final player of the last Life here for Soul. Can they come back against StarTale? Can he beat Life? He did it once before, very recently.
Well, it's time for potentially the last map of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Polar Night is the map, CVZ is the matchup. Life going up against Haiva, StarTale versus Soul at GSTL with Color Gold.
Full force when I step to the fore, bringing you that fuel source fresh from the core. Right mind, thinking strong, you like iodine. With blueprints, these huge quotes that my mind designed.